Good morning, Sebastian. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're going to get started with questions. First, we'll go to Frank DeLapper from the Boston Globe, and we'll be followed up by Jeff Lemieux. Frank, you're unmuted now.
Great. Hey, Sebastian. Bruce said you guys don't need to score goals in this game, and obviously with a 3-goal lead, you don't need to go all out offensively. But this team is built to attack. So, wonder what's your take? Do you expect a wide open game, lots of chances both ways?
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a game. It's an interesting way to approach a game. You know, it's going to be a challenge from the start because we know that they need a goal. You know, or they need many goals to tie or try to win the game. So we know at some point it will spread out, and that could play into our hands because of the personnel that we have on this team. But we gotta be careful. It's going to be a mental exercise because even though we're 3-0 up, I think the group needs to just stay focused and, you know, honestly play it as if it is 0-0. Obviously, as the game goes on and they don't score, we know it's going to open up and there could be opportunities there to capitalize. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a really tough game.
Next, we go to Jeff Lemieux. Jeff, you're unmuted now.
Sebastian, obviously off to a good start in terms of production, 2 goals and an assist through the first few games. And that's what Bruce has said he wants to see from you, is that attack-minded mentality, getting forward. I'm just wondering, has that been almost an adjustment process for you to kind of get back to that role based on, I know you played a few different roles with the Galaxy. So has that been an adjustment, kind of getting back to that mindset of being an attack-minded primarily player?
Yeah, that's man, that's kind of where my mind's at. Yeah, it's exactly where I'm at, and I'm sort of rediscovering this side of me, and I think it's something that I think Bruce has seen me from the start. And I think, you know, having different managers, playing different systems and trying different things, you know, I've been asked to do many different styles. And, you know, I think that's helped me as a player and to learn, but this is by far the most fun I'm having. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just rediscovering that creative side of me and the fact that I know I can do it. And you know, he's been super encouraging on that side, you know, so positive, and yeah, he gets it out of me, man. And I've been really enjoying that part.
Next, we'll go to Hayden Berg from Boston.com. And just a reminder to everyone in here, if you have a question for Sebastian, please hit the raise hand icon. Hayden, you're unmuted now.
Hey, Sebastian, I know you mentioned the mental aspect of the game. So from that standpoint, I guess, what are your expectations for the atmosphere, I guess, at Estadio Olimpico?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I mean, that's the beauty about these types of tournaments. You know, you go to New England and you play in Foxborough, and it's, you know, the weather and you know, you have to play on artificial turf, and that's an advantage towards us. And now, you know, we go to Mexico, and it's going to be a crazy environment. You know, we don't know exactly the weather yet, but the altitude is going to play a part. So there's so many different factors and aspects to the game, and it you know, but we're aware of it. You know, today we're going to get a feel for it at the stadium. And again, this is the beauty. I love these games. You know, we are ahead, but we have to be so focused. And you know, we learned this past weekend how quick things can turn around. So I think we just gotta stay focused.
Next, we'll go to Andres Arnau from ESPN Mexico. Andres, you're unmuted now. Hello, Andres. We'll go back to Andres. The next question will come from Elizabeth Pajota. Elizabeth, you're unmuted now.
Hey, Sebastian, you mentioned going to the stadium today and kind of getting a feel for it. I know the conditions are a lot different, like you mentioned, the snow in Foxborough, but you also have the elevation in Mexico City. What impact do you anticipate that could play tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, that third goal, you know, looking back at that game at home, you know, it was so huge because it does give you a bit of a cushion, but we have to, I mean, at times we're going to have to sit back and absorb a lot of pressure. You know, that's just the reality. It's normally not how we play. We want to be attacking minded, but it's going to ask something different from us. And I know we will get opportunities just because of the individuals that we have and the mindset that we bring to the game. and it will open up. But yeah, it's going to play a huge factor. As much as, you know, anybody can say, you know, it doesn't matter. It's going to hit us at some point, but we need everybody. We have depth in the squad. So if someone's tired, we know somebody else can step up. So that's something that's one of our strengths.
And next we'll go to Sam Minton from SB Nation, and then we'll try going back to Andres. Sam, you're unmuted now.
Oh, Sebastian, thanks for doing this. I just wanted to ask, obviously, with how things ended against Real Salt Lake, what are you expecting the team, you know, your teammates and yourself to respond? And overall, what has the mood been like, you know, since that match leading up to this match against Pumas?
Yeah, that game was one of the craziest things that ever happened to me on the field. I mean, you know, being up 2-0 and then going down 3-2 in 10 minutes, it's you know, but again, I don't know, it's like the soccer gods are talking to us and are preparing us for this Pumas game, you know, because that's something that can happen. You know, that's just the reality of this game. You lose focus for a couple minutes. It doesn't have to be, you know, let alone over 90 minutes, and things can change really fast. So the mood's been okay. You know, we're always at a 6 or 7 around here. You know, we're never too high, never too low. And I think that's another strength of ours, you know, our mindset that we bring. But yeah, I think it's a great lesson. I think it came at a perfect time in a weird way. So it's going to help us.
All right, let's try going back to Andres Arnau from ESPN Mexico. Andres, you're unmuted.
Andres.
Still looks like we're having problems with Andres.
Sorry.
Nope.
Okay.
We'll go to Tom Quinlan from WPRO instead. Tom, you're unmuted.
Hey, Sebastian, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, what's up?
Last week when we talked to Omar, you know, he said, you know, when he got inside the locker room, he could understand why things were so successful in New England last year.
Yeah.
What have you learned about the character of this team in your short time so far? And you just mentioned, you know, you're always level-headed, you know, never above a 6 or a 7. So it's always cool. So, you know, just what have you learned about this team's character?
Yeah, I that's probably one of the biggest things that I've noticed is you know, to piggyback probably what Omar said is that character that's in that locker room. You know, everybody picks each other up. We're never too high, never too low. You know, we when we won against Pumas, we came in the locker room and we're like, okay, let's get ready for Mexico. We weren't like, okay, 3-0, job done. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that I noticed, and it's contagious. You know, it's so I think that's a championship mentality, you know, and it starts from the top, obviously with Bruce and the staff, but and it trickles down to us, and we have enough personalities and characters, and, you know, sometimes most importantly, experience, that we've all been in games like this in big seasons. So I think in the end, that will make the difference. So, but yeah, that's something, another aspect to this team that I've really enjoyed so far.